Wagwan, what a guan! It's your girl Tash. To all my subscribers, big up on yourself. One love. Guys, I am here again with my client Peter. For those of you who haven't seen any of the previous video tutorials I posted with Peter's ear journey, I will leave the links below for you guys to go and check those out after, because Peter's ear growth on this journey has been amazing. And for those of you who have been watching, you know this. I don't even have to tell you this. But anyways, guys, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to box braids on hair length such as this. And I'll be adding some rubber bands to the ends of these box braids. So please watch until the end. So as you can see before, guys, I started parting the hair from the front all the way down to the back in a straight line as if I'm creating the cornrows. And this is one of my favorite methods to use when doing box braids on taper fade. I do have other methods that I use to box braids when I'm doing like a full head of hair, but when it comes to like high top and taper fade, this is my favorite method to use, and it's beginners friendly as well, so it's a nice way for you guys to practice your composition and your balance. So guys, as you can see, I'm just parting my box braids going down in that row that I parted, and the aim is to get all my box braids facing towards the client's face because I want them to fall over his forehead. And for those of you who can't differentiate the difference between box braids and cornrows, guys, box braids, as you can see, is when you part out a single section of the hair and you plait that down and let it hang loose. Whilst with cornrows, you are attaching the hair in a very long row as you go along. So it's either gonna hang down to the side or it's gonna hang down to the back. But with box braids, you can hang them wherever you want to hang them because they are single braids, and also it's a good protective style. So for those of you who are wondering which is better, whether cornrows are better or box braids are better, they are both very good protective styles. But may I say, with the cornrow grow your hair faster, and that's because it has a tighter grip to the scalp. So the cornrow is pulling more tighter on the scalp, so that's helping the hair to stretch and it's encouraging the hair to come out of the scalp. So box braids don't put as much pressure on the scalp as cornrows would do, and it's a very good protective style, and it also grows the hair. Whatever protective style you do, it's gonna grow your hair. So for those of you who are wondering, you know, which style should I do to grow my hair, I mean, there are some that grows the hair faster. For example, if you have very short hair, I always recommend the side cornrows, and the reason for that is because it's easing the pressure off the hairline. So when you're going down to the side, when your hair is very short, it eases that tension off your hairline that's gonna pull your forehead back a little bit. So I find that the side braids grow the hair much faster, and the all back cornrows are very good as well. And guys, what I said before about cornrows pulling your forehead backward, no, nothing not really like go like that. It doesn't work like that. So basically, if you're getting your hair braided backwards too many times and too regular, so it's like each time you get your hair done, it's always going backwards, I feel like that's when it has an effect on your forehead. But if you switch it up, so sometimes you get your hair cornrow backwards and sometimes you go down to the side, or maybe you go back to box braids, or even try the 2-strand twist once in a while if you have enough hair, I feel like there has to be a balance. You can't just keep doing the same thing over and over again, because your hair is gonna layer that way. So it's like when some guys them get them ear shaved all the time, them ear layered in that way that it's been shaved all the time. So when it comes to growing the hair out and getting cornrows, it becomes a very difficult task, because for years they've been shaving their hair down in a particular way, so the hair become accustomed to that, and so it starts to grow like that. So they say practice becomes, they say when you put things into practice, it becomes perfect, right? So if you keep shaving your hair down like that, you keep putting that into practice, that's what's gonna happen. Your hair is gonna grow the way that you keep shaving it. So if you keep braiding your hair in a certain way, your hair is gonna grow like that. So when it comes to doing cornrows, especially if your hair is short, I recommend that sometimes you go down to the side with the cornrows, or sometimes you go backwards with the cornrows. So switch it up. So anyways, guys, as you can see, I am on my 3rd row. So with the 3rd row, as you can see, I've been box braiding the hair more forward towards the face. So the first 2 rows kind of went down to the side. And as I got to the 3rd row, I start to face them more towards the client's forehead. So let me just say that I'm going to be doing 4 rows on each side. So before I go any further, I forgot to address the fact that I parted the hair in a straight line all the way down to the center, so that I could have 2 equal sections on both sides. And the reason for that is that I am going to be repeating everything when we do on the left hand side on the right hand side. So everything when we do on the left hand side, I'm going to do it on the right hand side, so that the hairstyle can have an equal balance. So guys, pay attention to my layering, because this is very important. So because I'm trying to face most of the box braids towards the front of the hair, as you can see, when I box braid, so when I first grip the ear, I grip it to the direction that I want it to layer. So if I want it to lie down straight, I grip it straight. If I want it to kind of slant down to the eyebrow, that's where I grip it. If I want it to cover the ears, I just grip it that way. So wherever I grip the box braid, that's where it's gonna go. So remember that the very, very important part of box braids is the grip at the root. Wherever you grip the root, that's where your box braid is gonna turn. So if you grip the root towards the forehead and then you're trying to turn it towards the ears, that's not going to work. Wherever you grip it at the root, that's exactly where it's gonna go. You can twist and turn and round. It's not gonna go nowhere than where you first gripped it. So it's the direction in which you gripped it. So that's very important. So guys, as you can see, I'm only making 4 rows on each side. I never get to record the whole video, but the same thing when I do upon this half of the hair, I go do upon the other half of the hair. So just practice what I'm doing on this side of the hair, and then you go and you do the same thing on the other side of the hair. And so far, guys, the layering is looking perfect. Like, it's coming out exactly how I wanted it to come out. I mean, it's coming out how the client wanted to come out. So even though I'm box braiding the hair towards the face, later on when the hair loosens up, it can change position. So when you go to bed at night, if you're having a style done like this, when you go to bed at night, you have to make sure that the box braids are laid down in the direction that you want it to lay down before you cover your hair with your do-rag. So talking about do-rags, guys, please go and check out my very own braid protectors, aka do-rags. I'm not trying to be extra or anything when I say braid protectors. It's because I choose those materials specifically to protect your braids and to give your braids the best coverage at night, so it doesn't slip off at night, and it has a very lightweight and breathable texture to it. So it's the perfect protector for your braids. So I didn't say do rags because obviously you can wear it. I mean, whether or not you have braids, you can wear it. But for me, choosing this particular fabric and making it in a particular way is to protect your braids, to give your braids the best protection. So guys, please go and check out my braid protectors on my website, speechlesshairstyles.co.uk, and you can also find reviews on this on my Instagram page as well. So if you don't have Instagram, you can also check it out on Facebook as well. So guys, this is where I'm gonna start adding the rubber bands to the ends. So when I'm adding the rubber bands to the ends, I try to go as far out as possible, meaning that I try to put the rubber bands as far down on the ends of the hair as I can, and I try to make them as tight as possible, that so that they don't slip off. Because for any of you familiar rubber bands, you know say them will slip off quick if you don't put them on properly. So me try to go as close to the ends as possible so that the ends don't look too fluffy, and me wrap them around tight so that them don't fall off. And I've never had a client who ever had any issues with the rubber bands falling off so easily. So you know, you don't know, some expert in that area there. So guys, anyways, please follow me on social media because I post most of my clients before and after photographs and their hair growth results on my social media. So my YouTube platform is just mainly for tutorials, and whilst I try to give you guys a little bit of review as to how the client started off and where they are right now, you can get more information and you can see more content on my social media. So at the moment I am on Instagram, Facebook and TikTok. So on a follow up on any platform. Most of my photographs are posted on Instagram and Facebook. So as you know, say TikTok is just mostly for the before and after videos, but it's still showing you the client's hair growth results as well. So please go and check me out on any of those platforms, or if you can, just follow all of the platform them. So guys, if you don't have any questions about this hairstyle, just please drop a comment below. As I said to you guys, just repeat the same thing I'm doing on this half, on the other half. Oh no, good. All right, up, one love.